Yeah, I'm going on castings right now. So far, I'm booked for like Catherine Malandrino and Heather.
That like made me cry.
Harris, why now? Why tell this story and release all this information now?
It actually was not supposed to be the original premise of this film. I wanted to show the world the businesswoman I am and the empire I built, and that ended up coming out naturally because I felt so comfortable with the director.
You know, one of the things that's interesting about this is you admit to the world that you were playing a character. And, folks like us who have seen you in regular life, seen you walking around, seeing you just being Paris, we've seen that person before, but other people had no idea. So what do you think the reaction will be like, and what was it like playing this character?
I think people are definitely going to be very surprised when they see this film and see sides to me that they've never seen before. I know that people who know me, but even the people who do know me don't even know some of the things that I've talked about in this film. So it's going to be very surprising and shocking to people. And then I think also it's going to have people understand me a lot more and why I built this character to protect myself.
Were you afraid to release it, just to let people in and let them know this part of your life?
Yes, it was something that I never wanted to ever discuss ever. When I got out of there, I made a promise to myself that I would never think about it or talk about it with anyone ever. So to now have the whole world about to see this in a couple of days is just very nerve-wracking.
Your hustle and your grind is second to none. At what point, because it seemed like you really want to, at some point, just slow down and be Paris or Star. You just want to slow everything down. Is that ever going to happen?
Well, during this pandemic, it's actually been the first time I've been forced to slow down and to not travel, because usually I'm on a plane 250 days a year. I'm working nonstop. And this is the first time where I've actually had to pause and really reflect on my life and what matters. And I'm in the most incredible relationship. I'm so happy, and I'm just ready for the next phase of my life. So I'm definitely gonna still do my business, but I do want to slow down in the traveling and just working 24/7, because I have more important things I'm focusing on.
Does this mean next phase in your life, like maybe marriage and children and those kinds of things? Because you have been so focused on business that those things have fallen aside. And you admit in this documentary, you have struggled with relationships and been in some really bad ones.
Yes, I was never really open to a relationship because I wasn't ready to open my heart, just because of what I had been through. So I never let anyone fully in until now. And now I am just so excited for that next step and to get married and have babies and just finally be as happy as I always wished.
What does it take for a man to be in your life 24/7? I mean, how hard is that for some dude to come in? And I mean, you're a force of nature.
Well, he's my perfect match. He really is just so incredible, so supportive, loyal, kind, brilliant, and I look up to him so much. He's always giving me business advice and is just so caring and romantic, and we just have the best time together. So even though this pandemic has been very hard, I try to see the silver lining, and we have been together 24/7, and it's just been incredible.
Damn, so you're really in, like, this is it. You're in love. Like, this is, right?
I am so deeply in love. It's like, I've never, ever truly felt like this. It's mind-blowing.
Wow.
Something happened in my childhood that I've never talked about with anyone.
I just heard screaming, bloody murder.
But I couldn't tell you guys because every time I tried, I would get punished by them. I still have nightmares about it.
So one of the things that you talked about the school messed you up so much that you couldn't feel anything, that you didn't even something like the sex tape, it didn't matter to you because you were just numb. How bad was it there, and where were you at mentally when those kinds of things were happening?
That tape was one of the most painful experiences I've ever been through in my life. And I would never have put myself in that position or met a man like that if I had not went through what I went through, because at these places being abused, it makes it almost seem like it's normal. And I was so numb, I was so lost, and I just met the worst type of person you could ever meet.
You know, what's interesting about that is if that had happened today, in this day and age, it would have been a very different story. And he would have been looked at as a predator instead of, you know, this guy like, oh, they leave. Because you took a lot of heat and abuse because of that, didn't you?
I did. And if that happened today, it would be a completely different story. So it's terrible that I had to deal with that, but at least now women are going to be getting, I don't know, the respect that they deserve. And when something happens to them, they're a victim. It's not their fault. So yeah, I'm happy things are changing, at least for others.
Paris, what is new Paris going to be like? Like now that the game's, you know, like the game's over. The old Paris is gone. What's the new Paris going to be like, and what are people going to get from you now?
They're going to get who I really am, and I want to use my platform to raise awareness for causes that I care about. And one of those is breaking code silence, where survivors are coming forward of stories, because there are still today thousands and thousands of children in these places being abused, and nobody knows about it and no one believes them. And for me to speak and be brave, there's so many people. I've been getting outpours of letters and videos and people just sending me just how grateful they are that I told my story, because they finally can tell their story and they're finally speaking to their families again. There's parents that are pulling their children out of Provo Canyon School and other schools like this. So this is actually making a difference. So I'm just excited just to use my platform for the greater good.
Paris, I've been in a couple of those scrums when the media just loses its mind and you're in the middle of like the madness of the media. That time, that moment, all those things, like when you go around, are you ready to leave that behind you? Have you kind of had enough of that?
I'm just focused on the future. Of course, I'm going to continue my businesses and brands. I just released my 27th fragrance. And in the studio, I have 6 singles that are coming out. I'm writing my 3rd book. I'm doing my own cooking show that's coming out soon. So I'm
Paris, how much is enough? How much is enough? Like, what is the point? I've got enough.
I'm always going to be a boss babe, but I'm also going to be a grown up, and I'll be a mom and wife.
Okay, really, how long till when are you ready to be a mom? Because that also includes slowing down a little bit.
Not in 2020. This year is just the craziest year ever. So 2021, definitely.
Wow, that's okay.
Yes.
I feel you, Paris. Okay, I hear you and I feel you on that. You and Nikki are so close. And in the documentary, when she says she was a naughty girl, what does she mean was going on with you at the time?
I actually wasn't that naughty at all. Just compared to Nikki, I was. The only thing I would do was sneak out at night, go to clubs, and then ditch school. That was it. Like, I wasn't even partying. I wasn't dating boys. Like, it was nothing like that. All I cared was to go out, dress up, look cute, and dance. And that's it. But my parents were so strict, and I had lived such a sheltered life before I moved to New York. So they just were freaking out because I had never been to a party or went on a date before I moved to New York.
And by the way, Nikki also admits that she dimed on you a lot. She told on you a lot.
I didn't know that. So that made me a little upset. She's a little tattletale.
She was listening to your phone calls. Did you? You had no idea, did you?
She was spying on me.
What's the relationship between you two like now? What does she mean to you?
Everything. She is my best friend. There's no one in the world who knows me like she does. And I look up to her like she's a big sister, even though she's my little sister, because she's just always been the more mature one, and we're just complete opposites. But she just tells it how it is, and I don't really have a lot of people like that in my life. So it's good to have someone around who always tells me the truth.
Paris, you have always been ahead of the curve. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Look down the road, open the crystal ball. Tell us what's coming up next.
I think what's next, especially just in the whole influencer world, I think that the new influencer is the activist. And I'm seeing a lot of that right now. This new generation really cares about the planet. They care about making a difference and really fighting for causes. And I find that to be just so commendable, and I really applaud them, and I'm impressed by it. And I don't know, I just see this whole shift right now, and it's very impressive.
How close were you to coming up with the selfie? You made it popular, but how close were you to coming up with it?
I invented the selfie. I was doing selfies back before there was iPhones, like literally with camcorders, with disposable cameras, with anything. So I've been doing that forever.
Paris, what is it that you know that the rest of the world doesn't know to understand like these things that pop in pop culture?
I don't know, I've just always been ahead of my time. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm creative. I'm like a futuristic person, and I'm half alien.
Can we show you? We're going to show you we're going to show you an ET clip. We want to show you this right now. Check this out.
Are you going to be doing anything fashion week, any of the shows?
Yeah, I'm going on castings right now. So far, I'm booked for like Catherine Malandrino and Heatherette and Pierrot, and waiting to hear back from other people. I'm just going every day.
Any other projects, any acting or anything coming up?
Well, my cameo on Zoolander, which is coming out, like the premiere is like in 2 weeks, so that's gonna be cool.
How is that working with Ben?
He's awesome. I like him a lot. Yeah, it's funny.
Enjoy tonight.
Thank you.
Aww.
What do you think? What would you tell that girl? What do you remember about that girl?
That like made me cry. It's so sweet. Wow, that I would tell that girl, don't worry, be strong, you're gonna make it through anything. And that was amazing to watch. And I look the same.